right now lives, I don't think this lives in a repo. This is on your machine, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to give me anything right now. I mean, if you want to just zip it up, just so that I can have like a backup, so I can go through, and then I want to talk through. I don't want it to be the type of thing where you just throw it over the fence at me. You put a lot of time into this, and I want to make sure that if you're cool with it, like you do the integration into the component, and I can work with you. I can help you on it. I might have. Okay. Okay. Or we split it up on certain areas. Like I'm happy to create the front end component that pulls in all the fields so that we have the JSON being pulled in, and we configure this in dev so that you don't have to rely on that config file. And then now the next step is, I think to start, it's porting this all over, seeing it run on the page, and then decoupling a lot of it, because the whole engine JS is not going to live within the actual component. That's just going to be something that we'll probably break up into multiple, like I imagine we'd have a folder. So we'll have a lib folder for calculator. And then under that, we're going to have all of these different helper files. That way we can run individual unit tests. So I guess, Takir, any questions? Like, you don't have to worry about this. Takir, I just want to work with you, and then maybe this is something that we can hand off, or, I mean, maybe Andy can help. Just, I want some of the fields at least to be configured, but knowing that there's a form, and this is something that we're gonna have to prioritize in other stuff. I'm trying to move the Content Hub stuff away so that we can focus on this and personalization. Let's hold off a bit on the serialization, maybe a week or two, unless you think that would be a big blocker.
No. We can hold off. You don't need to do it, like, because this transfer API is working pretty well. So
Okay.
yeah, we can hold off on that. So that's good, like with the Content Hub thing. So whoever gets it, I think this is like what I understand is like we need to create couple of fields, like those probably multi-line text fields or other text fields, and then have
Yes.
a component, and then the rest is everything is handled through the JSON. So should be pretty.
Correct.
And anyone, Adam or Andy or like or the nation, anyone can pick it up and set it up.
The reason why we want to have the config through JSON is this is not something where there's no way we would build something that's like a drag and drop component that allows somebody to configure the fields for each calculator piece. There's just no way. There's so much functionality there, and it's not worth our effort. So the best thing we can do is, how can this work given the different use cases there are? So there are variations or small things that change. At least have it so that we separate the UI. The whole presentation layer is separate from what the decisioning logic, the values that are there. That's all gets fed in. And then the only thing that the component actually has is not only the presentational layer, but it does have that behavioral layer. I mean, what Daraj built is awesome. And once this goes live, everyone's going to look at it and be like, oh, wow, all these solution marketers are going to go crazy and then want this. So yeah, I'll set up some time. We'll talk a bit more. I just want to get some of the requirements in place and embedded, and then last night for us, just so I didn't forget, Takir. But yeah, the creation of a new form, and then what this component is. The form is cloning existing, and I think we can do this through API. If we clone the existing like Let's Connect form, and then yeah, go from there.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Paul. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Correct. Yeah, and I'll work with you to determine like, because that form, I'm actually going to build out that form because we have like the UI for that. So essentially you would have, or what's in the component would just be a placeholder for it. I'd have you focus on the calculator. I would focus on what the form is. And we don't have to worry about translations right now. In the future, I think we would do that. Those buttons, the right now, those I'm assuming are hard coded, or are those to see how Infor delivers? What I was going to do was create as part of the component, if it's gated, I was going to have it so that there is a rich text field where it's basically like gated content. And then if that field is populated, that will be included so that only after the form submission, when the results are revealed, also that content's there. So that CTA and that stuff on the bottom, you could probably remove because that's just going to be managed through a rich text field. The two CTAs at the bottom, to see how Infor Cloud Suite, and then the download the briefing. I'm assuming that those are items that, I don't know if those are hard coded, but that would be dynamic. And then the content author can determine what they want to put there. So on your end, you could just remove those. Oh, so you do have that in the config? The thing is though, oh, I see. Okay, because you want to download the briefing? I see. Can you actually put an href value in there? Like when you have action, it's download PDF, but for line 129, is there the ability to link to a page? Can you like, okay, because then all we would need to do then, probably you'd update the engine so that this uses the CTA component. That's how we'll do it. Okay. Okay. All right. I think I understand. Ignore what I said. That will probably live within here because I forgot that you have the optional. So whether somebody wants to generate the PDF or not, the briefing thing, that's something that's going to have to be a field that they configure. Okay, I think I know how we can do that. Yeah, I think. No, I think we've removed that from the config, and we have it so that there's a basically a Boolean option that the user can, the content author could say, okay, not only is this gated, but do you want the briefing to be something they could download? And if they do enable that download the briefing, that's something where we have a component that renders a button, and then you can choose whatever the action is. I think it would just enable what's there. I don't think that should be part of the config. So let's talk separately. Leave what you have in place, but we would need a way to call that outside of whatever you set with the config. Because I'm just trying to think of how this is easy for the content author. So if somebody says, I want, like, we're always going to create what the config file is. That's going to be developer driven. These shouldn't change often. But when we put something in now, whether this is gated or not, that's a field. What you want to appear after the gating, if there's a description outside of these results, that's something that's through a field. Now, we may not want the ability to actually download what it is, and maybe they just want to see what's on the page and have someone follow up. So to actually have the PDF download of the results, there would probably be a Boolean, a field with that. And then one of the other fields is you can label the actual CTA text. So I would, but let's talk through. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just making a note. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you all. I guess we will chat soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Dheeraj.
All
That's
right.
good.
Nice work, Dheeraj. We'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.